All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Replacement Killers 1998. This is going to be another Karate recommendation. I was not impressed. Karate Man. I'm giving this one 3 out of 5 stars. It was all right. The soundtrack was annoying, especially at the beginning and the end. How many times do you have to show Chow Yun Fat doing like this with his guns in slow motion before you get sick and tired of it? There's a hot blondie, who becomes his unwilling then willing partner. But she doesn't get naked in this one. There's one cool explosion. It gets good when the blondie enters. She's kind of blondie. I mean, she's got blonde streaks with yeah. She's pretty good looking, but she's just prancing around in her lingerie throughout the movie. I don't know why. I guess it's cool to show off your black bra when you're a white woman. I don't know. It's got that contrast with the skin tone and the clothing color, I guess. Danny Trejo looks pretty mean going through the airport in his leather outfit. But if you want to see a better film, check out the Hong Kong stuff. The Killer is way better than this, in my opinion. I just couldn't get into this, man. And The Replacement Killers is a 1998 U.S. action film directed by Antoine Fuqua. In his feature film directorial debut. Yeah, I can tell. I couldn't determine if this movie was a very long music video or just it was trying to be like a City, maybe. I don't know. It was kind of a mix of both, and it was very confusing. Anyway, starring Chow Yun Fat, his international film debut. Maria Sorvino, who's very, very good looking, very comely. Michael Rooker, who was Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, which I haven't seen, and then Kenneth Zhang. Don't know who he is. But I put all the recognizable actors that I'm familiar with in the description box. Maybe Karate Man has some more. I don't know. There's so many actors in this film. It's unbelievable. The film was released in the U.S. on February 6, 1998. The storyline was conceived from a screenplay written by Ken Sanzel, veteran actor-director John Woo co-produced and choreographed the action sequences. Oh, okay. Should I put choreographed by I don't even choreographed. Oh. Choreographed by John Woo. There we go. All right. I give him choreographed credits. Okay. The film is set in modern day Los Angeles, and it follows an emotionally disillusioned assassin who's forced to settle a violent vendetta for a ruthless crime boss. The film marks the U.S. acting debut for Chow, as his previous film credits included Hong Kong action cinema only, which is better than this, in my opinion. At least The Killing, which is like on some, The Killing is on some top 50 list. I don't remember exactly. The film was a co-production between the motion picture studios of Columbia Pictures, Brillstein Gray Entertainment, and WCG Entertainment Productions. The Replacement Killers explores assassination, violence, and influence of triads in modern society. The film score was orchestrated by Harry Gregson Williams. The soundtrack was released by Varis Sarabandi Music Label. The soundtrack was released by Varisi Sarabandi Music Label on March 10th, 1998. Don't get the soundtrack. Horrible. Horrible. The Replacement Killers premiered in theaters nationwide in the United States on February 6, 1998, grossing $19.2 million in U.S. ticket receipts and $39.5 million worldwide from a $30 million budget. It has a 38% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a consensus of mixed reviews on Metacritic, which is kind of similar to my review, I guess. Distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing, produced by Columbia Pictures, Brillstein Gray Entertainment, and WCG Entertainment Productions. Release date February 6, 1998. Running time 87 minutes. Languages are English and Cantonese. Budget $30 million. Box office $39.5 million. So it wasn't. Adrian says, no time to chat. Sorry, mate. I left a few comments. I bought Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman on DVD. Well, that's nice. As expected, Adrian's back to commenting my channel ever since I did that Australian movie review, The Accidents. The Accidents? Is that what it's called? The Accident. No, it's called Accidents. Sorry. Accidents, 1989. Chow Yun-fat, one of the ultimate Hong Kong badasses. Yeah, but this is not a Hong Kong flick. We're not talking about The Killing here. All right. During an orchestrated drug bust at a marine loading dock, LAPD detective Stan Ledkoff kills triad Lieutenant Peter Way. Looking to exact revenge for his son's death, Peter's father, Terrence, sends for professional assassin John Lee, played by Chow Yun-fat, going like this in slow motion. Paying off an old debt, Lee has already killed 2 targets for Wei, who now tells him that this third and final job will settle the obligation. However, Lee's conscience prevents him from completing his final assignment to assassinate Zedkov's 7-year-old son, Stevie, before the detective's eyes. So he's an assassin with a conscience. Is that why he didn't bang the blondie girl? I already said that, Karate Man. I guess you didn't catch the first part of my video. Anyways, Adrian says he's going to church. It's probably some schismatic Lutheran church. It's not Sedevacantist Catholic Church. Realizing that his actions will result in retaliation against his mother and sister, Lee prepares to return to China. I guess he's going to Canton because he speaks Cantonese. He wants to go to mainland China, not Hong Kong. There's nothing Hong Kong about this movie. Enlisting the help of old friend Alan Chan, a monk in a local Buddhist temple, to make arrangements to have his family move to a secure location. Infuriated by Lee's disobedience, Wei orders his head lieutenant, Michael Kogan, to lead the hunt for Lee, and has his people in China begin the search for Lee's family. I guess we're talking Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Yeah. This Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer guy got some bad wrinkles. I think he smoked too many cigarettes back in the 70s, man. No longer able to use the Triad network to get out of the country, Lee searches for alternative means outside Wei's sphere of influence and looks to skilled forger Meg Coburn. Wow. She's a knockout. How come she doesn't get naked? I'm so irritated. For a new passport. Before she can finish his job, Wei's men storm Meg's office. Can't you do like a shower scene with her or something? I guess they didn't want to make it rated X. Anyway, destroying the computerized tools of her trade in the ensuing shootout, Lee escapes. Coburn is picked up by the police, unsuccessfully interrogated by Zedkov, and released as bait so the detective can see who tries to kill her. Meanwhile, Wei hires two skilled out-of-town contract killers named Riker and Collins. I'm not sure which one is Danny Trejo, but he doesn't die until the end anyway. He keeps shooting at dirt, Danny Trejo, to take over the hunt for Lee and Zedkov contract. For Lee and the Zedkov contract. So now he's trying to eliminate two people. The LA cop who killed his son and the assassin who wouldn't kill the LA cop. It's like a snowball effect, this movie. Who is Patrick Kilpatrick? I don't even know who that is. The Sandman? Oh, he was in Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. What else? Have I seen that? Death Warrant? I don't even remember. He's in Free Willy 3. I don't remember if I've seen that. He's in the Toxic Avenger, Beastmaster 3. Yeah, I don't remember Death Warrant. And I don't know what the Sandman refers to. I have no idea. Oh, Best of the Best 2. Oh, okay. I better add his name. We'll add his name. Patrick Kilpatrick. Karate Man's in the chat room. Adrian left. He spent like 5 seconds in the chat room to apologize that he could be in the chat room longer. All right, I added Patrick Kilpatrick to the description. Lee finds Coburn when she returns to her destroyed office. Having been made aware that the triads are involved, Coburn wants out, but Lee forces her to finish her original task of creating a forged passport. If he doesn't have his gun pointing at her head for the next 10 minutes in this movie, then how is he forcing her? I don't understand this movie. I'm sorry. Traveling with Coburn and with the 2 replacement killers in pursuit, Lee gets pictures from a photo booth and phones Alan, who offers the use of his passport. When Lee arrives at the temple, he discovers that Alan has been tortured to the point of death. I think there's another scene before that where just some dude is in the is dead in the floorboards. I'm not sure what that's all about. This movie is very confusing. Alan tells Lee that his family was moved to Canton, but he told his torturers they were in Shanghai. Yeah, he's whispering a bunch of stuff in Cantonese with his neck all bloody. And I guess that's why this gets an R rating for the blood. Lee has little more than 24 hours before his family is found. The monk gives Lee his passport before dying in his arms. Holed up in a hotel, Coburn finishes altering Alan's passport for Lee. I guess they're friends by now. The 2 exchange stories, and Coburn becomes sympathetic to Lee. She tried to pull a gun on him, and Chow Yun-fat just pulled it away from her like it was a toy. Don't ask me how these karate dudes are able to fight against guns. It doesn't make any sense. But then again, none of this movie makes sense. Feeling compelled to stop the killing of Zedhov's son before leaving the country, Lee forces one of Wei's men to reveal the plan, which is to kill Stevie while he and his father are at a movie festival inside a cinema. Oh, I missed that part. Lee and Coburn, who insists on helping, arrive barely in time to prevent Riker and Collins from killing the boy, and Riker is killed by Lee in the subsequent gunfight. All right. So Collins is Danny Trejo. Now we know. Concerned that Lee and Coburn will make their way back to his base of operations, Wei makes plans to flee the country and hunt down Lee's mother and sister himself. However, when 2 guards open the main gate for Wei and his entourage to leave in a limo, Lee is just outside. He launches a 2-handed handgun assault doing this in slow motion, while Coburn surfaces moments later, driving a truck through the melee, incapacitating Michael and later killing him. When Collins fires from a high perch on Lee and Coburn, Lee soon outflanks Collins, killing him from behind. I didn't even remember what Chow Yun Fats said to Danny Trejo before he pulled the trigger, because he's whispering in this movie. Finally, Lee corners Wei on a fire escape platform. Though both men have emptied their guns, Lee is first to reload. Wei promises Lee that the boy and Lee's family will still die, but Lee replies, "Not in your lifetime." Again, I missed that because he was whispering. And Lee kills him. Though Zedkov arrives before Lee and Coburn can get away, he lets them go, taking only their guns. Wow. So he's going to be like he's going to be like that Fast and Furious guy. Just let him go. Okay. This movie is starting to irritate me. Although it did have its good moments. I have to admit, it got rather tiresome, though. Production for the film began on February 10th, 1997. In downtown Los Angeles. The first shoot was set in the historic Mayan Theater, refurbished as a trendy nightclub and cast with hundreds of extras for the film's opening scene. That opening scene is nonsense. It's just Chow Yun Fat blowing up a nightclub for no apparent reason. I guess that was his second job for the Wei dude. The 8-story, nearly condemned giant penny building in the middle of LA served as a location for a police station interior, a hotel room, and Meg Coburn's office. A chaotic gunfight was filmed amid the spray, brushes, and hoses of Joe's Car Wash, also in LA. A Chinatown-like streetscape of damp, narrow alleys and blinking red neon lights was created for the nighttime finale, where Yun Fat shot off 546 rounds of two-fisted shooting. The repetitive action left his hands blistered and shaking. This is what I mean by overkill. More gunplay took place in the video arcade replicated at the original Lowry's California Center, now the Los Angeles River Center and Gardens, just north of downtown LA. Lee's tranquil Buddhist temple was fashioned under the same roof. Director Fuqua, some black dude that I never heard of, stressed to his team that the aim was to design a taxi driver for the 1990s. Okay. It was more like a music video Sin City mashup. In addition to physical training, Mira Sorvino, who had never handled a gun prior to this film, took weapons training to prepare for her role. Sorvino, who majored in Asian studies at Harvard, speaks Mandarin and lived for 8 months, 1988 to 1989, in Beijing, where she studied Chinese, taught English, and saw Chinese films, including Hong Kong action films. Well, if she's speaking Mandarin, then how does she understand Hong Kong action films? Um, she felt the replacement killers brought her a step closer to her goal of making a film in Mandarin and working with the Chinese director. Well, this film is Cantonese. Prior to the start of filming, Sorvino had blown out her voice from screaming in reshoots of Mimic. Fuqua liked the effect and asked her to keep it, which required Sorvino to yell prior to each day's shoot to burn out her voice. Okay, the original motion picture score was composed by Harry Gregson Williams, and it's terrible. John's theme, Final Confrontation. Alan, I hated the music. Alan Meyerson mixed the sound elements for the chorus, while Richard Whitfield edited the film's music. The soundtrack for the film was released on March 10th, 1998 by Varese Sarabon music label. Again, do not get the soundtrack. In an interview with Hideo Kojima, he stated it was the film's soundtrack that led him to hire Harry to work on the soundtrack of Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. In addition to the film score by Harry Gregson Williams, several modern songs by cutting-edge artists were included in the soundtrack, although never officially released as a CD, including Keep Hope Alive. I think that's the song that I really hate. John, Makes Me Want to Die, The Weekend Mix. Rocco, Boom Boom Caw. 33, Escape from the City of Angels. Oh, this music is bad. The Replacement Killers premiered in cinemas on February 6, 1998, a wide release throughout the U.S., and it had a 5-week theatrical run. Following its cinematic release in theaters, The Replacement Killers was released on DVD and VHS by Columbia TriStar Home Video in the United States on July 1st, 1998. Special features for the DVD include scene selections and the featurette specials, which I can't watch because Netflix doesn't send DVDs anymore. Chow Yun-Fat Goes Hollywood, along with an edited HBO special, Where the Action Is. VHS format edition was released on March 30th, 1999. On March 5th, 2002, a special edition DVD was released. Features include digitally mastered audio and anamorphic video, widescreen presentation, audio in English 5.1 Dolby Digital, Spanish, French, Portuguese, subtitles in English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Chinese, Korean, Thai, director's commentary, HBO making of Where the Action Is, deleted scenes, alternate ending, exclusive featurette, Chow Yun-Fat Goes Hollywood, theatrical trailers, filmographies, animated menus, and seed selection with motion images. Man, that special edition DVD looks like it might be the bonus features might be better than the movie. A UMD version of the film for the Sony PlayStation Portable was released on August 9, 2005. The disc features DVD quality picture, languages in Chinese, English, Korean, Portuguese, Spanish, and Thai, with viewing options for color and black and white. An extended cut DVD adding approximately 10 minutes to the film was released on April 25th, 2006. Special features include Chow Yun-Fat Goes to Hollywood, digitally remastered picture and sound, and an edited HBO special Where the Action Is. I think there's so many versions of this. I think I want to get the extended cut DVD, maybe. The widescreen high definition Blu-ray version of the film was released. The widescreen high definition Blu-ray version of the film was released on September 11, 2007. Special features include the making of the replacement killers, Where the Action Is, and the exclusive featurette Chow, Young Fat Goes to Hollywood supplemental viewing option for the film in the media format of video on demand is available as well. I had to pay $3.99 to watch this on YouTube. I couldn't sleep tonight. And so I just watched the end of it. I started to watch a little bit this morning, right before work, and the movie was already irritating me. It got better when the blondie arrived, but I wasn't too crazy about Chow Young Fat in this one. Denny Trejo looked pretty mean, though, walking through the airport in his black leather outfit and his sunglasses. He looked like a mean guy. Rotten Tomatoes reports that 37% of 38 sample critics gave the film a positive review. The average score is 5.3 out of 10, which is similar to my rating. I'm rating it a little bit higher, 6 out of 10. The consensus summarizes Chow Young Fat makes his dubious English language debut in The Replacement Killers, a stylish but muddled knockoff of the Hong Kong shoot-'em-ups that earned the star his international renown. At Metacritic, which assigns a weighted average of 100 to critics' reviews, the film received a score of 42 based on 22 reviews, which it classifies as mixed or average reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B- on an A+ to F scale. Roger Ebert, writing for the Chicago Sun-Times, said, "What I liked about the film was its simplicity of form and its richness of visuals. Yeah, I like the cinematography too. There's a certain impersonality about the story. Chow and Servino don't have long chats between gunfire. They're in a ballet of Hong Kong action imagery, bodies rolling out of gunshot range, faces frozen in fear, guys toppling off fire escapes, grim lips, the fetishism of firearms, cars shot to pieces, cops that make Dragnet sound talky." Among some of the positive critiques, Roger Ebert, writing the Chicago Times, called it as abstract as a jazz instrumental and as cool and self-assured. Discussing the film style, he remarked that it was a high-gloss version of a Hong Kong action picture made in the USA, but observing the exuberance of a genre where surfaces are everything. In Variety, Leonard Claddy viewed the film as being a big, loud music video. Now that's what I'm saying. I can't make up its mind if it's a music video or Sin City. That's not particularly interested in content. It's a rudderless style piece, as the old Saw cautions, accept no substitutes. Regarding the film's set design and production qualities, he noted that while an apt homage, the set pieces here are technical but not visceral, feeling manufactured rather than organically integrated in the plot. Russell Smith of the Austin Chronicle said the film was so numbingly ritualistic that even the well-choreographed gun battles, probably the most Wu-like aspects of the film lose much of their potential impact. It was just monotonous. It was like that big long car scene in the Robert De Niro movie. Ronin. It was like the car chase scene in Ronin with the gunfire. My favorite Asian actress is Nancy Kwan. Writing for the New York Times, Stephen Holden noticed that although the film's seamless fusion of Hong Kong action adventure style and cool Los Angeles street chick has a certain seductive charm, it's the only charm of a movie that is otherwise devoid of content. There's nothing charming about a bunch of ghetto lowriders in some kind of cheap looking alley. Edward Guthman in the San Francisco Chronicle said that as pointless blastathons go, The Replacement Killers isn't bad. It's beautifully shot by first-time feature director Antoine Fuqua. Remember, he's trying to make a very long music video with nice visuals, whose eye for sensual surfaces, deft camera moves, and elegant framing was refined with commercials and music videos. This is a music video director. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it from the beginning of the movie, the first minute. Desson Thompson of the Washington Post stated that without Chow Yun-fat, who makes his first U.S. screen debut here, there'd be nothing to say about The Replacement Killers. Well, the blondie looks nice. Too bad she doesn't get naked. Antoine Fuqua's action movie is entirely free of surprise. It breaks no rules. He did, however, muse that Chow's pretty face and cool presence are inescapable. Was this guy gay? You don't enjoy this movie so much as you conduct a road test for the Hong Kong actor. Yes, he can survive in an English language picture. He's kind of struggling with his lines. I couldn't even hear what he was saying. In the San Francisco Examiner, Walter Adiego perceived that the film remains a counterfeit of a Wu movie, even though Wu himself co-produced it. He turned the directing chores over to the first-timer Antoine Fuqua, a music video director whose previous work was limited to music videos and commercials, and it shows. I'll agree with that. Good review by San Francisco Examiner. He added the script by Ken Zansel is the work of someone who's seen Wu's movies and wasn't particularly moved by the experience. All right. Crew's response. In retrospect, Antoine Fuqua said The Replacement Killers was a good and bad experience. It was great because Chow Yun-fat is the coolest guy in the world. He was just beautiful. Mira Sorvino was cool. Yeah, we like her. It was fun working with Mira, but the difficult thing was learning the studio system, learning all the things that go along with that system. There are a lot of people that have a lot to say, especially when you're that young in the studio world. You learn that it is a business. I think for me, what I learned was I still love making movies, and I know what I don't want to do. The thing that I learned the most out of the movie was what I don't want to do. Ken Zansel, who wrote the movie, said the script bears very little resemblance to anything I would have written. Only the bare bones of the plot really survived. I think that Chow Yun-fat was incredible, but for me, the movie was a series of otherwise bad decisions. I'm glad that people enjoy it, but it was really Antoine Fuqua's sensibility top to bottom, which is not at all mine, aside from the fact that we both love the work of Michael Mann, though apparently for different reasons. Mira Sorvino said, I loved working with Antoine, and it was fun to do an action movie. It was kind of like being a kid and playing cowboys and Indians or cops and robbers, and I enjoyed the role of Meg. I thought she was fun to do. This is a great actress. I'm really enjoying. I like the movie poster too. She's got a tattoo on her arm. I didn't see that. Tia Carrere is the hottest Asian actress ever. If you look her up on Google. I don't know about that. Fake breasts. Trying to tell me fake breasts are attractive? Okay. I think I'll stick with Nancy Kwan. All right. So this movie has the world record for most deaths by a gun, whether it be a machine gun or a handgun. We'll just say most deaths by gun. Why do I have 3 people in chat room? Who else is in here besides Asians for Life? What is that? All right. So let's go. I'm going to try to pronounce these movies that are coming down the pike, because Adrian got confused. He thought I said The Curse. I said The Accursed. And he thought I was referring to The Curse of Frankenstein, which I've already reviewed, and which wasn't a 1978 movie anyway. Come on, open up. What's wrong with this? So Karate Man mentioned Death Warrant Showdown, Under Siege 2, Best of the Best 2, Riot, Eraser, Last Man Standing. I'll have to see if those are on my list, or I'll have to look and see if I've reviewed them already. I know I've reviewed Best of the Best 2, or at least I think I have. Saying I can't open it? What? British Crumpet Man. Oh no. Where is British Crumpet Man? He's not commenting. Anyways, so I haven't been able to sleep. I'm suffering from insomnia. I finished The Replacement Killers, which is a good thing because my rental was about to expire tomorrow. I've got to watch these rentals. If I rent a movie, I got to be sure that I'm going to watch it within the next few days. All right. So the next 3 movies coming up are the Accursed, 1957. For some reason, Adrian thought I said Curse of Frankenstein, 1957. Then I've got Crossroads, 1986, and The Act, 1984. Karate Man's still talking about that Crime Wave review. Those were good times. That was British Crumpet Man's first appearance in the chat room. And he had an immediate attraction to me, some kind of gay magnetism. All right. Well, that's the end of my review. I wasn't too crazy about this flick, but thanks for recommending it to me. Laters.